Alright, we are back on Vigilus. The Ultramarines have since taken a beating, and Manius Calgar has left Pedro Cantor of the Crimson Fists in charge until he can complete his recovery. So the Crimson Fists have been tasked with guarding the entrance to Hyperia, which is the heartland of the Imperial defence on Vigilus, and as tides of refugees from Dirkton Hivesprawl try and enter the False Continent. The border is brutally enforced, and the Genestealer cults mixing in with the refugees forced the heavy-handed Imperium to make some hard choices there. So with the Imperium damning their own citizens, the Imperial cult, the Genestealer cult have decided to literally undermine and into Hyperia. So on the map, this is Dirkton Hivesprawl, where all the refugees are trying to escape because it's been overrun by Genestealer cultists, and the Chaos Forces are touching down there as well, the Night Lords. They're crossing across this bridge, trying to get into Hyperia. Of course, the way is shut. The Mechanicus and the Crimson Fists have just been holding that, stopping anyone from getting into Hyperia. So the Genestealer cult have undermined into this area here, where the Space Marines are more in force here. So the Genestealer cult have been trying to get in through sinkholes. We're seeing them in the distance here, here, and here. But the Imperium are no slouches on defence. They've already booby-trapped them, and they've been detonated. And so the sinkholes are temporarily closed, and there's still a sizable Genestealer cult force that has poured through these holes, because when they do something, they do it fast and efficiently. So there is a sizable force, the scanners tell, in this area of Genestealer cult who've infiltrated in. So the defence of Hyperia has moved in to try and clear these sinkholes, make sure they're in good stead, and replant the booby traps. So the mission is going to be all about these sinkholes. So the Imperium are going to move in, and at the end of the game they score a victory point for each sinkhole they control at the end of the game. Same thing for the Genestealer cult. So it's all about trying to open these sinkholes for the Genestealer cult at the end of the game and clear the path for more reinforcements. And the Imperium have got to come in, plant those booby traps again to stop this from happening and clear this Xenos filth away. Right, so the Crimson Fists deploy first. The Genestealer cult did win the roll-off, but it's his first time as a Genestealer cult, so he wanted to try going second and seeing about these blips and what they're going to bring to the game. So the Crimson Fists, they're set up first. So we've got Sniper Scouts up in the building here. We've got 2 units of Intercessors and Bolt Rifles and Power Fists for the Sergeants, because you've got to do it when you're Crimson Fist, Power Fist, the way to go. So in charge we've got Felix Marcelo Almada as the captain. He's got the Fist of Vengeance for his relic, and he's got a plasma pistol. And for his Warlord trait, he's going to have Refuse to Die. So this is out of the Codex supplement from the White Dwarf for the Crimson Fist, so it's slightly different from what you would see in the Codex. So he's got a special Warlord trait. He's like a mini Gulliman. When he dies on a 4+, he gets up with D3 wounds remaining. How cool is that? Apothecary and the Lieutenant, and we've gave him an extra relic. Again, it's out of the White Dwarf. It's Duty's Burden, and it's a nasty bolt rifle. It's like 36-inch range, rapid fire 2, strength 5, AP -2, 2 damage. It's absolutely awesome. And then we've got the Redemptor Dread. So he's got the Onslaught Cannons, Storm Bolters in the belly, and Rock Pod on top. So the guards contingent here, so these are sort of like a security force, so they like to stay at range, make sure no one gets out of the net that they're trying to cast. So these have got long range weapons, they're finely tuned like that. So they're going to use the Vostroyan rules, which gives you an extra 6 inches on any weapon that's 24 inches or more. So long range las guns essentially. So these are all Vostroyan. So 2 units identical, las guns, plasma gun, plasma pistol. And then we've got the same in that unit. And then the company commander there, he's going to issue orders with a power sword and the Hellhound. And so if anyone's wondering, you'll find the Crimson Fist rules in this White Dwarf, January 2019. And there they are. Right, for the Genestealer cult deployment, we're just going to be looking at a load of blips here, because a lot of infantry in Deep Strike, and we've got characters and Genestealers on the board, but where they could be are determined by these blips. So we're going around in the corner, so very tentative deployment there. So we're not going to go through exactly what's in the Genestealer cult force, we're just going to let it arrive as a surprise to you and the Crimson Fists. And last but not least, we will be using city fight rules for this battle because we are fighting in the city. They can be found in the chapter approved, the new one. So basically you just got a few modifiers to your dice roll depending on your situation, if you're in cover or obscured or whatnot. So have a look at that if you're not familiar. And this is a narrative game. It's worth saying because some people like to think it's match play. This is a narrative game. So in we go. Right, Captain Almada doesn't know what's out there just yet, so he orders a cautious advance. So just stepping forward 6 inches with the Space Marine units here, the sniper stays still up top, and the Dreadnought, he leads the way. So the guardsmen in the backfield are just rearranging themselves, just securing the area, the safe ground, and the Primus Marines are going to go forward and do the heavy lifting, it seems. So the Hellhound has moved up 12, it didn't advance, he's just taken a good position for whatever shall appear. Right, it's time for the big reveal for the Genestealer cults. So they revealed absolutely nothing because everything's... You played a stratagem which was they came from below, so 3 of the blips have gone into Deep Strike. So that is a unit of Genestealers and 2 characters. So the only thing that are actually on the table is the Magus here, the Primus here, and then right in the corner is the
Nexus.
He's not a Nexus. Yes, he is a Nexus. So he's in the corner. So 3 characters on the battlefield, and they can't be targeted because they're too far away. Because the maximum range I've got here is 30 inches. He's out of range, and the snipers are 36, and they're out of range. So there's a big deep strike assault going to be on our hands in turn 2, I believe. But it's going to be a slow turn 1, but a very tense turn 1, as the wheels within wheels start to turn. Okay, it's Genestealer cult turn 1, and it'll be the shortest turn in history of turns. So all that happens is the Magos goes round to the left, gets more cover, and the Primus runs into cover as well, and that is it. Crimson Fist turn 2, it's a very, very cat and mouse game at the moment, very interesting. Turn 2, not a soul inside, so Captain Almada knows there's something afoot here, so he orders these men to disperse, and that's what we've done. So the defense force, they're spread out, they know their role. Over there they've spread out as well using the advance order, so they've went from this top building all the way down to the street there. Big denial areas going on here. We're expecting a big assault from the Genestealer cult. We're getting extra turns in to try and push them back and get to the objective. So the Dreadnought's gone forward, these go up height, they did advance, these stay in the centre building, the characters, the trio are in the middle, the Hellhound just stays there, and the scouts come out of cover down into the street. They are advanced again just to try and push back this Genestealer cult that's surely going to spring an attack. So once again there's no shooting phase, it's a bizarre old game this one, not a shot has been fired. The characters are behind those crates and we just can't see them, so nobody's firing, all is quiet. So it's turn 2 for the Genestealer cult, and they arrive all together, all in force. So they're deployed like this. So we've got one squad of 10 here with mining lasers and auto guns. I'm going to try and place some shots on some of the heavier units for the Imperial forces. Genestealers come down here that are benefiting from +1 to the charge roll, with the Clamavus being up top. So they're going to be charging on an 8. They've got eyes for the Dreadnought. Over here, big unit of hybrids come in. This is a 16, 17 man squad. We've got the Icon Ward with them as well. We've got the Primus in there too. So they're going to get +1 because the Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor to charge, another +1 because of the Clamavus up top. So +2 to the charge range for them, pretty good. And they're going to try and charge in on the Hellhound. I have got the Psyker ready to do mass hypnosis on that block any Overwatch, I assume. Over here, these are the last things to turn up, so we need to do perfect ambush. They're going to fire twice. Deliberated whether to do it for the Genestealers over there, to get them to move D6 forward to try and a better charge on the Dread, but he's going to chance it. What he wants to do is just try and strip away some of the troop units. So these are going to fire twice effectively with that stratagem. The cheekiest move of all, now that the snipers have got out into the street to try and push back any Genestealers, they've come in right behind where the scouts were. They used line in wait, which means you can infiltrate in within 3 inches of a unit. So they're right behind the scouts. These have got 2 flamers and shotguns, so they're going to fire down into the street there. Okay, this unit that gets the free shooting for lying, no, perfect ambush, that's what it's called, shooting down into this unit with all the small arms fire. Grenades have gone into the Hellhound, and then 2 mining lasers going at the Dreadnought. So we've done the grenades, grenade launchers, no damage on the Hellhound. The small arms fired down here. We did play take cover, so we've got +1 to save for this unit here, and 6 auto guns have wounded. So we need to save on 4s for this unit here, this one, and 4 perish. So 6 left in that unit. We'll take those away in just a second. And now we've got the mining lasers. So the mining lasers going at the Dreadnought, because these have got a ballistic skill of 4. When you arrive, it counts as moving. The heavy weapons, so hitting on 5s against the Dread. He does get 1 hit. It's a mini las cannon, basically. Well, it's a short range las cannon. So he needs a 3 to wound against the Dread. He fails.
Command point reroll.
Command point reroll. In effect, and he's done it. Right, so we need to save on a 6. Come on. No. Ooh, we definitely don't want to take D6 damage here. And we've got very little to spend our command points on. Tell you what, we're going to do command point reroll on this, because I've got nothing really to spend my command points on. Oh, it's worth a shot. Right, D6 damage then, because this could be 6. If it is, I'll cry. It's 4. 4 wounds on the Dread. But now it's time for the psych phase. The Magus, what's he going to do?
Okay, so he's going to do mind control. What's it called? Mass hypnosis.
Mass hypnosis
on the Hellhound.
On the Hellhound, it's going to try and shut down its Overwatch effectively. Needs a 7 to get this off. Doesn't do it.
Command point reroll.
It is a different phase, so he can do command point reroll. And he gets it, but only just, so no Overwatch from the Hellhound. That's huge news. Right, the Saiga is now going to do Smite on the Hellhound. He's going to use 1 of his familiars once per game thing to do an extra power. So here he goes, needs a 5. Fails, so you can't re-roll that. Right, it's time for Psionic Blast from the Saiga. He's going to select a unit with an 18, so he's selecting the Dread. Gets this one on a 5, so that comes off. Right, now he needs 2d6, and it's compared with the leadership of the Dread. So the leadership 8 for the Dread. So he rolls to 2 and a 2, that's a 4. So that means it's just 1 mortal wound. If you rolled over an 8, you would have done D3 mortal wounds. But that's 5 wounds put on the Redemptive Dread. That's bad news. It's a new model. It's expected. Right, under the shooting phase, we're back over here for a fully fledged shooting phase now. So all of the auto guns down at these. Again, grenade launchers at the Hellhound, and mining lasers again at the Dread. So once again, we've resolved the grenades at the Hellhound, didn't do anything, and 5 wounds put on the infantry unit, so we're going to need to save on 5s, because take cover doesn't last until the next phase, because we've played that in the movement phase technically. So we've lost another 3. Unfortunately, that unit's going down. That's what happens when you venture out into the street. But here's the big news. Here comes the mining laser. So once again, trying to hit the Dread on 5s. Please. No. Just 1.
Like I said, please.
The Emperor needs to protect us here. I can't have the Dreadnought go down. 3s. He gets it all the same. Right, this is worrying stuff. Need a 6 to save. Come on. Do it. No. Do we dare use a command point reroll? Again, just out of desperation. I'll tell you what we are. We'll feel good about it. The Emperor will provide a 6. No, he's give us a 2. We'll take it back. Alright, so here comes the damage result. We've got 8 wounds left, remember.
Oh,
it's a 1. He's electing to command point reroll that. Why wouldn't you? So here he goes. Trying it better than a 1. Please no. 4. Right, we've got 4 wounds left on the Dread. That's not looking good. Right, we're coming over here now. We're going to do this unit on the roof, firing down at the scouts who came in from behind. So there's 2 flamers in there, so 2d6 automatic hits. There's going to be 9. That's dangerous stuff. 4s to wound, and the scouts have no. Well, that's a blessing. Only 4, and we're going to need to save on 4s. And that's horrendous. We've lost all but 1 scout. That is embarrassing. Going down to flamers from Genestealer Cult. So 1 remains. It's the sergeant. Let's see if he's made of sturdier stuff. So you got 1 bolt pistol. Let's see if the bolt pistol can just take him out 1 clean shot from 1 sergeant to another. No. Alright, we've got 5 shotguns going off, so that's 10 shots. It's pretty impressive from just a small unit. And hitting on 4s, so there's 4, and then needing 5s because they're not within 6 of that guy. 1. So here we go. Dare I roll more purple dice on a 4? No, he's dead. That's a wipeout. That is not a good day to be a scout. Alright, the assault continues. So this unit here has fired all of the autoguns into the dread, just hoping for some lucky 6s. Didn't happen. But now there's 2 mining lasers in this squad. So they're hitting on 5s because they are on the move with a heavy weapon when they come out of hiding. And they still get a hit. So each time they fire these mining lasers, one of them's got a hit, and it's been devastating so far. So 3s to wound because the mini las cannon, of course he gets his wound right. We're going to have to switch to a trusty blue dice here for a 6. The Emperor needs to protect. Come on, please. It's a 1. It's the other end of the spectrum. It's got 5 wounds left. Will he die? No, it's a 1. Emperor does show some mercy. Okay, quick correction. The Dreadnought's actually got 3 wounds left. He's on his bottom bracket. Will we even get a shot off with him? Because the Genestealers now loom. Right, so that's the end of the shooting phase. Absolutely mad shooting from the Genestealer Cult. Never seen them do that before. And now it's time for charge. So the Genestealer Cult are going to, the Genestealers are going to jump in on the Dreadnought, who've got Overwatch to do, and then the hybrids are going to go in on the Hellhound. No Overwatch from that because of the psychic power that came off. So let's get some Overwatch resolved. Right, we've rattled off the Dreadnought, had reroll 1s from the Captain and Lieutenant combination, only managed 4 wounds on the Genestealers, so they'll have to save on invulnerable 5s. So he did get a shot off at least. So he's killed 3 Genestealers, that's pretty cool. And now they need their charge. Alright, so there's 7 Genestealers remaining. So it's a 9-inch charge, but they've got a +1 because of the Clamavus on top of the boxes there. So 8 is required on the dice. You don't get it.
Command point.
It is a command point reroll. Needs a 4, 50-50 odds here. It's a 6 over there. Very nervous roll, so they've got in. And this could be the end of the Dreadnought. Right, so there we go. The Genestealers have gone in. Now it's time for the charge from the hybrids. So it's a 9-inch charge for them. They are Cult of the 4-armed Emperor out of the shadows, so they need an 8, and then the Clamavus giving them a +1, so it's a 7 in the end. They're going to need to get onto this Hellhound. No Overwatch because that's like they've got it on only just. So in they go. Right, so the hybrids make it in. The characters in the backfield, they don't quite fit in. They did leave a space, but didn't get far enough on the charge. So he's going to start the fight phase with these Genestealers. Going to try and claw this Dreadnought down. He's got 3 wounds left. Okay, so here come the Genestealers. 21 attacks hitting on 3s against the Dread. Okay, some misses in there. It's about average it looks. And the Genestealers, there's a big 2. So now there's a good smattering hit. So now the hard part needing 5s to wound, but any 6s that he rolls is AP -4, which will just absolutely cleave through the Dreadnought. He's wanting 6s. I can see 1 6, so that's going to take 1 wound off him without a doubt. And there's only 1 5 in there, so he will survive. He's got 2 wounds left. Can he hang on with 1 wound left? 7 on a 3, but it's AP -1 because of the Rending Claw. He saves, right, so it's only 1 wound in the end. He's survived that flurry of alien claws. Right, we've moved on to the fight with the Hellhound. So they've attacked with the knives and rending claws, not the mining weapons just yet. But we've got 4 saves to make off just the knives, needing 3s for the Hellhound. So we've taken 2 wounds. And now for the rending claw flurry, there was 5 basic saves with the AP -1. So needing 4s on these ones. Only fail 1. It's good news because now we've got to take 4 rending blows. These are AP -4, so there's no save on these, so there's just an extra 4. So we've taken 7 wounds in that exchange so far, and we've still got the mining equipment to go. So we're going to open up with the rock saw. It's got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, and he gets them both. It's strength 8, so he's needing 3s to wound, and he gets none. Right, we're going to have to move on to the clippers and drill. Right, time for the rock cutter now. So he's 2 attacks with the rock cutter, and it's -1 to hit, so hitting on 4s with this. So he gets 2 hits, it's not an issue, and then needs 3s to wound. He gets 1. It's AP -4, so no save, and it's D3 damage as he snips the barrel of the gun off, probably. So D3 damage is 2, so there's another 2 wounds. So 9 damage taken so far, and we've got 1 more thing to go. It's the heavy rock drill. So there's 2 attacks with this, and this is a bit weird. Might have to... So 3s to hit, I think. Well, rerolls 1s because of the cult icon. So he gets 2 hits in the end. And then this is strength 8 as well, so needs 3s to wound. And he gets them both. This is AP -3, so at least I get a save this time. So we do not save, needing 6s. So there's 2 wounds, so we've taken 9, 10, 11. It doesn't matter about the other damage because that is gone now. It's reduced to 0 wounds just on the final attack. Let's see if we explode on a 4. We do not explode. That's a good thing because we've got characters and infantry around. So that is gone under a heavy attack from claws. Okay, so the hybrids are not going to consolidate, they're just happy to stay there. So it's on to the Dreadnought to fight. He's got 4 attacks, but he's hitting on 5s. The poor soul. He does manage 1, and then needs a 2 to crush a Genestealer. He gets it, but there's always an invulnerable 5 to save on the Genestealers, which he does not. He gets a 1, it's another Genestealer down. So that is the end of the Genestealer cult turn. It was absolutely brutal, never seen anything like it from this Genestealer cult army. And let's see if they can keep the ball rolling. But now it is time for morale checks. These lost 7, so I'm going to roll d6, and this is how many I'll lose from the squad. Essentially 2, so we've got 1 survivor. I think we'll leave the sergeant alive. He's got a plasma pistol and he's got high hopes. Alright, so now it's the other end of the spectrum here. The Genestealers, leadership 9, and they've lost 4, so if they roll a 6 they're going to lose another. But they don't, they roll a 1. So it's morale holds. Okay, turn 3 for the Crimson Fists. It's nothing unusual for them to be forced into a really bad situation that they'll have to fight themselves out of. So here we are, we're in a circle, we're surrounded, we're going to fight our way out. So these have come down from off the top here, we're going to take it to the Genestealers, we're just not having it, we're just going to get them. Dreadnought steps back, the characters come forward, heroes, all, and these come out of the building, we're going to just take it to this squad in the open here. This unit advances only 1 inch, sadly. If they got any further that would have been good, because we're going to play the order on them to shoot even though they advanced. So we wish they got within rapid fire range, but only some are. And then the last remaining sergeant here, he's got a vendetta and he's going to join the fight over here as well. Okay, we're starting with the Vengeful Vostroyans here. So we played a stratagem for a +1 to hit, and we did have actually in the end a lot in rapid fire range. So we've done 5 wounds on the hybrids. They're going to need to save on 5s. So let's take a chunk out of them, and we have a clean sweep there, 5 fills. Right, up next is this vengeful squad of intercessors. Fired off reroll 1s for Lieutenant and Captain. We've left them with 5 wounds to save at AP -1, needing 6s. And 4 go down. It's a big massacre in the centre. Right, now we're going to fire this intercessor unit. We're going to fire onto the Genestealers. We're going to use the bolter drill stratagem. We've got 3 command points left. So it just means on a 6 I get an extra attack to fight with. So here we go. And we reroll 1s because of the Captain. No 6s. Oh, there's 2 6s. Right, so 2 6s mean 2 extra hits to try and hit with. 2 extra dice to hit with. So that's it. Reroll 1s. So just an extra 1 in the end. Hardly worth the command point. So 4s to wound against the Genestealers. Reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant. Not great. Only 3. But they've got invulnerable 5 saves. And let's see if they can make it 2 more. Everyone helps. Okay, the Apothecary chimes in now, fires his Absolver pistol into the Genestealers, gets a hit, gets the wound, needs a 5 to save. Oh, he gets it. Right, Captain with Plasma Pistol, let's get this. 2. Hits, needs a 3 to wound because we're not overcharging. He does wound, okay, it's another invulnerable 5. Makes it again. Alright, last character now is the Lieutenant. He's going to fire at the hybrids. So he's got duty's burdens, 4 shots from him, he's hit on 3s. He gets 3. And it's strength 5, so we need 3s to wound. Reroll 1s because he's own ability. And he gets 3, so it's AP -2, so it just kills 3 hybrids dead. Stone dead. Okay, that's it for shooting for the Imperial side. It's time to get in there and make it personal. So we're going to have this unit charge into the Genestealers, we're going to have the Captain into the Genestealers, Apothecary into the Genestealers, Lieutenant into the Genestealers, this unit into the Aberrants, and then that Sergeant on the end, he's going to go in as well. Okay, so all charges have been made, so characters and the Intercessors got in on them, and then the Intercessors are going to fight first over here. So we've got our dice separated, and here we go. Red means Power Fist. So 3s to hit. Reroll 1s because the Captain is still within 6. Okay, so the Power Fist hasn't hit because it's at a -1, unfortunately, but these have. Right, needing 3s to wound. Reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant. We'll absolutely need these characters, it seems. Oh, right, got there in the end. So there is 6 wounds to save, and there's only 6 left. So 4 die, 2 hybrids left. Right, so now we're over here on the fight, and the Genestealers have played the intervening stratagem called Counter Offensive for 2 command points.
See if I get those back.
So he's got the ability to get them back, and he doesn't. He has got a few back in the game so far because of the Nexus in the corner over there, but not to be this time. Right, so he's got 12 attacks with claws, and he's attacking the Intercessor unit. So here we go. Needs 3s to hit. Gets a good amount of hits, and now he needs 4s, but 6s will rend with terms of old. Oh, 2 rends, no save, so we've lost an Intercessor straight away. We'll take him at the back, and then we've got a single wound to save on a 4 because it's AP -1, which we do save, so we lost 1 Intercessor. Okay, so back to the Intercessors fighting then. So red is the Power Fist onto the Genestealers. Reroll 1s because of the Captain. Okay, 2s won't cut it, but the Power Fist has hit this time. So 2s on the red, 4s on the blue. Reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant. And that is 5 wounds put on the Genestealers. It doesn't matter about the Power Fist because they are invulnerable saves, so 5 invulnerable 5s. Fails them all, that's the unit wiped. The Captain does not even need to raise his red left hand. Right, last guy to fight, the Sergeant. Revenge of the Sergeant. He's got 2 cultists to cut down, 4s to hit, he gets 2. This is his moment, 4s to wound. He gets them both, 5s to save because he finished off the unit, and he has. What a hero. Do not mess with him. There we go. What good is a rock saw when you're carrying a knife like that? Just cleaves through them both. Alright, so that is the end of turn 3 for the Crimson Fist, and how the tide is turned now. That's what you can expect for the Genestealer cult. A big hit, and then the issue is they just can't take it. So they still do have key units around. Got one in this building here, one over there, and then one in this building, and then a smattering of characters in the backfield. Can they pull themselves together for a second wave? Okay, turn 3 for the Genestealer cult started tentatively and then erupted into a mass of violence in the centre. In the blink of an eye, things have changed, and now it's just picking up the pieces. Who can keep the eye on these objectives? So, still down here, the Genestealer cult neophytes are going to fight hard down here. They've still got the lasers to try and take out the hard targets. It's up to the characters in the centre here to try and break at the back of this attack from the Crimson Fists. Still got smites, and this guy's got the relic blade, so he's got essentially 8 attacks with a power sword at strength 4. So he may look small, he may look weedy, but he packs a punch. Got to look out for him. And then on top here, these are staying in the building. They're going to stay firing the guns, try and help out in the centre, and of course the powerful mining lasers are going to try and shoot out the Dreadnought once and for all. And then lastly, the sneaky squad that was up here have returned to the shadows, so they're back into Deep Strike, and they will appear wherever they're needed next time. Okay, so it's Psychic Phase. Magus is going to smite the Intercessors. He can only do 1 power now that he's used these familiars, so here he goes, needs a 5. Just gets it. D3 mortal wounds. Can he kill an Intercessor? No, it's just a wound.
Command point reroll.
He's desperate. Command point reroll on a smite.
You're telling me.
Here he goes. What does he get? It's a 3. He's killed an Intercessor and blown the arm off another one. Right, we're at the shooting phase. We're getting shot at with pistols. So 2 auto pistols miss, but the Magus has done a wound, so we need to save on a 3. Otherwise, we've lost an Intercessor, but we say no to that. Now, there's a needle pistol. So this is a bit special from the Primus. He hits on a 3. And it automatically wounds on a 2 because it's a poison style weapon. So he has hit, needs a 2, and he's failed. What a dipstick. Right, we're going to now move on to this squad. So they're going to fire the mining lasers at the Intercessors and the auto guns. So 2 mining lasers hitting on 4s because they did not move. He's got it again. These must have targeting systems on them. 2's to wound. Ouch. Only 1. Get the save on a 6. No, we're going to suffer some damage here. What's the damage on a D6?
Can I ask a question? Have I used a command point for shooting this thing?
Can't remember, but it's 1 damage.
Can I command point?
You can command point roll it if you want and assure yourself a Intercessor dead. And he does, so he's killed an Intercessor. So we also have an outstanding wound from the auto guns. We just wanted to resolve the big guns first. So I need to save on a 3. Oh. So we've lost an Intercessor and a half. Right, this squad, and the Sergeant comes under fire from the unit up there. So they fire 2 auto guns into the Sergeant. The Sergeant lives, just bounces off his red cap. And then we have auto guns and 2 grenade launchers down at the Intercessors. So 2 auto guns have wounded, so I need to save on 3s. Both save. And then we've got 1 shot from the grenade launcher at AP -1. So we need a 4 on this. Fails, that's that guy dead because he's already got a wound. And then the difficult part, there's 2 mining lasers. They've been deadly accurate all game. Let's see if they can do it again. 4s. Gets 1. Needs a 2. Gets it. Right, we need a save of a 6. We're due a save of a 6. We haven't got one yet. This is the time. The Emperor protects. Oh, it's a 1. So D6 damage. Just the 1. He will survive. Right, over here we've had charges. So the characters have gone in, didn't take any damage from the Overwatch. So he's now going to have the Primus fight first. So he's got the Relic, Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor Blade. So he's got 8 attacks. Here he goes. Hitting on 2s. He's duffed 2 of them. So 6 find the mark, but they're telling blows, needs 4s. Oh, yes they are. Right, 6 is to save on this. It's basically a power sword. That was an ugly roll there. Oh, that's 2, 2. That's the full squad dead. That was embarrassing. So that was embarrassing, getting killed by such a small, puny alien filth. It's now down to the only hero that we can trust, the Sergeant. It's turn 4 for the Crimson Fists. It's now a matter of survival after we've lost that squad to that incredible attack. So we're pretty much staying where we are. This unit has gone up into this building, formed a firing squad. We're going to see if we can execute some of these characters. The Sergeant with the plasma pistol has yet to move. He'll probably move in there somewhere. But this character mob is just going to pretty much stay where they need to be, because the 2 objectives are here, and this unit is staying still, ready for bolter discipline, so we'll fire twice. Dreadnought stays still. He's going to be up against it, because with the city fight rules, firing at targets that are obscured is going to be -1s. He's going to need 6s to hit. It's a bad scene, but we're going to see what he can muster. Okay, we're going to open up the shooting phase with the Sergeant. He's going to throw a crack grenade at the Magus here. All these characters are the nearest model, so characters can't protect characters, so we're free to do this. So he's going to throw a grenade at them. We're thinking about a pistol, but what we need to do is kill off these 2 we're called familiars first. So here we go, crack grenade or frag grenade. 4 shots, so we're hitting on 4s. What's he got for us? He's got 1 hit, he needs a 4 to wound. Doesn't get it. Right, we started to fire with the Dreadnought. He's been seriously angered in his damaged state. He's killed 4 Genestealer cultists down here, and he put a few good shots on the middle guy. He's in the Primus in the centre, but he saved them, even got to feel no pain from the banner on a 6. So we have to move on to this squad. They're going to fire down into this squad, see if we can get any more damage to cause a morale check. Right, we've changed our attack a bit. Instead of firing down there, we're going to fire over at the Magos. We've used a special Crimson Fist stratagem from the White Dwarf. It's Slay the Tyrant. It means he's got a +1 to hit, and he is nearer than any of the other squads. So we're going to target him with 6 shots, and we're hitting on 2s. So we've hit them all, and then we're needing 3s to wound, with which we can reroll 1s because of the Lieutenant, and we get 4 wounds. Now we're going to have to see the save on the familiars. Alright, so the Magus doesn't get any saves for his familiars, so they've died, and then there's 2 outstanding wounds on him, which he can save on 6s. So off he goes. He needs 6s. He has 4 wounds. So he's taken a wound, he's got 3 wounds left. Right, we're going to fire at the Magus again. We've got Duty's Burden from the Lieutenant. We're going to fire at him, we're going to finish him off. This is a brutal gun, 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Reroll 1s because of the Captain. We might have scored too soon. Nope, he's hit. 3s to wound, because strength 5. Makes them all. It's damage. It's AP -2, so no save, and damage 2. We've just killed him outright. We've just blown him clean in half. There's no units there to pass that off onto with these dedicated loyalty or whatever it's called. He's just isolated. He's been found out, and we have slain the Tyrant and the Warlord. Right, the firing squad is almost complete. The firing, we've fired all the las guns with first rank fire onto the Icon Ward, and we've killed them only just with loads of shots. And we've dedicated a plasma gun overcharged onto the Primus. So here we go, overcharged plasma gun. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you? Yes, he does. So 2 hits, 2 wounds. 2s to wound. Gets them both. There's no save there. So that would be 4 damage. I think he'd be dead on that because the Icon Ward's dead. Can he pass the wounds off onto the other guy? Okay, so the Clamavus can actually take the hits for him with Unquestioning Loyalty. So there's 2 hits that can't be saved, but he needs to do them anyway. So the first shot on a 4+, he'll take the shot, but he will die instantly. He doesn't take the shot. So there's 2 wounds on the Primus. No, he's still alive. It's just the Primus who's taken 2 wounds because he failed that Unquestioning Loyalty. Right, he's got a second one to try and save. So on a 4, that'll happen. So it does happen. The Clamavus is killed instantly as he takes the shot. So 2 wounds on the Primus. I think he's got 2 wounds left. Right, the last couple of shots here, we're going to have the Absolver pistol from the Apothecary fire at him. He's hit, needs a 3. He gets it. Right, it's AP -1, so you need to save on a 6. Well, that's another wound for his troubles. Okay, he's on his last wound, and now Captain Almada will now fire his plasma pistol, looking for a headshot. Here we go. 2's to hit, 3's to wound. He gets him. No armor save. He's blown a hole in his chest with superheated plasma. Right, that is it for shooting. We've cleared out the whole middle portion of the Genestealers. It's just that unit in the building over there and this unit down here. Took 4 casualties. Just a morale check for them. So the leadership 8 took 4. Let's see what the roll. 3 will do it. They're just fine. They will hold. And just before we go on to the Genestealers turn, I did forget the Apothecary healed a wound on this unit. Okay, it's now turn 4 for the Genestealer cult. The end is approaching, and oh well, it's variable game length, so I don't know when the end is, but it's closer to the end than it was ever before. So these return back to the battlefield because they came from over here, return to the shadows. Now they've popped back up here. They've used the stratagem to be within 3 inches of this unit. So again, they're going to do the hit and run flamer attack business on this squad. This is pretty bad news. Up in the building they're staying put, and down here they're staying put as well because those mining lasers don't want to suffer any penalty to hit. So he's taking a risk here, not actually going for the objectives just yet. The game could end at the end of the next turn, who knows. So it's over to the Genestealer cult for shooting. Right, the hit and run attack is upon us, and we're now going to come under major fire, quite literally. So we played the take cover stratagem, which gives us a +1 to our cover save. So these are going to be saving on 3s. It's good. So here we go. Flamers first and foremost. 7 shots. Not bad. It's average. So 3's to wound. These are automatic hits. Just going to burn them out. Not a better way. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to save on 3s. Here we go. Only lost 1, it's a good start. Right, shotguns now that are within half range, so there's 10 shots at strength 4. Needing 4s to hit. That's looks average. 5 hits. And then 3s to wound because at half range, the strength 4. Like most shotguns. Bad, only 2, only 2. So I need to save on 3s because of all we've got going on. Oh no. 2 die. Okay, now for the ball pistol, single shot. Doesn't do it. Right now it's time for the 2 seismic cannons. So 12-inch range, there's 3 shots each. So there's 6 shots in total, needing 5s to hit because they're on the move, coming out of the shadows. Only get 1, it's strength 6, and you're needing a 2 to wound. He does get it, and I'm just going to roll dice, see what I get, because I can't remember the AP. 3 would save if it has no AP. Let's just give it a quick check. It's AP -1 at that range, so he's killed an extra 1. Isn't that sad? Alright, we've quickly done all the shots at this squad, at the guys in the building, so all the autoguns go down, and then he fired 1 at the sergeant, failed his save. So the sergeant over there has died finally. What a hero. What a champ. What a hero.
Blood running down the gutter.
It's the blood of martyrs. But the good news is these all survived, not even an armor save needed, just failed on all fronts there. But he has got 2 mining lasers. He's going to try and finish off the Dreadnought once and for all. So he's hasn't moved, hit no 4s with 2 glorified las cannons, and he has only got 1 hit. That's all he's ever needed so far. He's been getting results. 3. He's got it. Right, we need a 6 to save. This is the time for the Dreadnought to finally roll that 6 save. It's so needed. Come on. No. Yeah! The Emperor protects. Finally. Alright, the cult is running out of shots now, so it's all down to this squad. It's going to do all of the squad at the intercessors, bar one laser is going at the dread. So is this the one laser at the dread?
One laser at the dread.
Okay, here he goes. Needs a 4. He's done the hard part. Needs a 3 now. He's filled.
He's got a command point reroll.
He will command point reroll. He's another. Oh, it's a 6. This might be the end for the dread, unless we can summon another 6 for the Emperor. The damage. Hoping for a 1 here. Come on. It's a 5. The Dreadnought's finally gone. Does he explode? Hopefully not. He doesn't. Right, so the rest of the squad at this intercessor squad. So the mining laser first needs a 4. Actually, he needs a 5 because he's firing through that wall because he's obscured. So he's missed, and then we've got 4 auto guns hitting on 5s because that squad is obscured. Gets 1, needs another 5. Doesn't do it. Alright, last thing to do is morale check over here. They lost 4 and we rolled a 3. So we are good on a 7. We stand. Okay, it is now turn 5 for the Crimson Fists, and Captain Almada has pulled a ruse. No longer is this the objective that we're going for. We're going to go back for the one that he thought was safe. So we've got our skates on. What we're doing is we're pulling out of range from all of those small arms fire. So we're coming down just to pick on this measly squad down here and the character. So the intercessor squad just walked down 6, and the rest of the characters, they've advanced to get a shift on. These advance out of the building. We're now going to play move order on them, which is going to allow them to move again and advance because the commander is still alive. So the move order has been applied. They ran 3, so 9 inches in total, getting completely out of range of the Genestealer cult. The ruse is on. So the only shooting left to do is this intercessor squad that are within rapid fire range of this unit behind the wall. So because they're obscured, we're hitting on 4s. Oh, before we do, actually we need to see if the apothecary brings one of them back to life. So we need a, on a 4+, we might actually get another intercessor back. Here we go. Using a black dice. Tell you what, switch to a white dice. That's the colour of healing. Told you, one of them comes back. So there we go. The Genestealer's been saved, and we saved the body that was in as well, apparently. So he's back with 1 wound, and it means we're getting extra 2 shots here. So we'll just reroll these 1s, and then we'll do another 2 shots because the captain's still with us. That was a hit. So got 5 hits so far. Except no, that 3 didn't hit, and neither did that one because we're at a -1. Just getting too excited now. So here we go, the extra 2 shots because of the survivor, and there's another hit. So 4 hits now, 3s to wound, real 1s because of the lieutenant. Right, there's 4 wounds planted on that unit, so they are in cover, so they're going to be saved on 5s. 3 go down in a volley of bolt fire. Glorious. Okay, so as people can tell, I'm very pleased with myself after that one. But we'll be even more happy if these fill some sort of morale check. So the leadership 8, and they've lost 3. So if they roll a 6, they might lose 1 more, because that's all the firepower we can muster, and there's no charges now. A 3, they're okay. Okay, so that's the end of turn 5 for the Crimson Fist. The march is on to get down to these objectives down here. Pulled a fast one on the Genestealer cult. Let's see if they can bounce back. Right, it's Genestealer cult turn 5. Really difficult choices to be made here. So he's pulled this close range squad out to take this objective, and a really dangerous game here. He's returning this squad to the shadows because the game might end, but it doesn't really matter because they're not in the game. So the return to the shadows, he got his command point back on a 6, so he's still got 2 command points remaining, so it could potentially work. And over here, this unit, the remainder of this unit advanced over to here, and so did the Nexus. So they can't shoot, and the only thing that can shoot is
Two mining lasers.
It's not mining lasers,
No.
these are seismic cannons.
Seismic
So what they're going to fire at?
So they're going to fire at your fellas here.
The intercessors, okay. So at long range you've got 12 shots in total, but they're very weak. So here go the mining lasers, 5s to hit because he's on the move against the intercessors. And it's ridiculously good. He gets 6 hits. That's well over average. Right, 5s to wound and 6s sort of rend. And that is absolutely outstanding. He's got 2 rending hits, so that's killed an intercessor, and then we need to save an intercessor on a 3, because that is a he's got 2 5s, so we need 2 saves. 2 saves. So he's killed an intercessor. That's bad news. Just as he came back, he's already gone. Alright, so that's the end of the turn. The game continues on a 3. If it still stands like this, then the Genestealer cult will win because they've got 2 objectives. So here we go. Continues on a 3. The game ends, the Genestealer cult win, and they're going to push into the bottom of Hyperia. So now the Crimson Fists will regroup, lick their wounds and plan for another assault. The Hyperia cannot be allowed to be compromised. This is now personal. A stain on Captain Almada's honour that must be washed away in the blood of Xenos before he can face Chapter Master Cantor again. And as for the Genestealer cult, the survivors will now begin clearing all the sinkholes and funneling more of their kin into the Heartlands, into Hyperia.